To you earlier, where even as the Jubilee coalition prayed and celebrated at Afraha Stadium, their court rivals had a parallel rally in Nairobi's Kibra to push for the establishment of a tribunal to probe the 2007-2008 post-election violence. The court leaders said the tribunal should preside over the disclosure of all names contained in the so-called Waki envelope. Some of the leaders who attended the rally included Senators Orengo and Johnstone, Muthama, and they proposed that the tribunal should fast-track the process of truth, justice and reconciliation. Patrick Amimona reports.
At Line Saba grounds inside the sprawling Kibra slum is where the opposition leaders, who included MPs and senators, converged. At least 16 members of the National Assembly and 4 senators were in attendance. The 3 co-principals of the coalition skipped the rally, with Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga being outside Kenya, while Moses Wetangula chose to attend a series of activities in Western Kenya. The motive of the rally was to empathize and stand with victims of the 2007 post-election violence. It was here that the opposition called for the establishment of a judicial tribunal to sanction the release of names in the report prepared by the Commission of Inquiry on Post-Election Violence, famously known as the Waki envelope.
The law of Kenya, he can use the statute of the International Criminal Court to open up the Waki envelope. Tunataka tujue ni wakina nani. Let them come with that envelope. And we are telling them we are not afraid for that envelope to be opened. Using the Constitution and the freedom of information, the President of Kenya can make sure that that envelope is opened. And I can tell you, Raila Amolo Odinga is not afraid for that envelope to be opened.
On Friday, court leader Raila Odinga wrote a letter to President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy asking for the release of evidence filed by the National Intelligence Service at the ICC and disclosure of all the names in the Waki envelope. Raila also proposed that a public grassroots mechanism be set up for truth, justice and reconciliation.
Raila Amolo Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka and Wetangula have been asking for dialogue. And this government of Jubilee have refused the path of dialogue.
Also in attendance were some of the survivors of the violence who narrated their trauma.
Wakisherehekea kwa sababu wali wetu wa huko ni vizuri, tena hata mimi nimeshukuru, lakini hao pia mbona hawatakumbuki watu kama sisi wa Kenya mwenzake?
Kwa 3 months ndio atafariki. Kenyatta nadaiwa bili ya 158,000 na logbook imebaki huko Kenyatta. Sasa nashindwa itaanzia wapi? Logbook ni ya jirani alinisaidia naye ndio nitoe mwili.
Sikuwa nimejua ni nini ilikuwa inafanyika, lakini ilikuwa kwa nyumba, ilikuwa tarehe 31 asubuhi. Ilipita ukuta ikanipiga, iliingia kwa matiti, lakini ukiona tayari ukuta inaonekana, ukishika hapo utaona.
The leaders used the occasion to bash the ruling Jubilee administration over what they called runaway corruption. Among other demands, they called for the disbandment of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission before the next general election.
Ikasemekana kwamba bilioni 67 zimepotea kupitia ofisi ya rais mwenyewe, na hiyo pesa mpaka leo haijapatikana. If he truly loves this country as he claims, he must join us in removing IBC from office and putting an impartial, transparent and fair referee to referee next year's general election.
Na wale watu ambao ni kazi yao kutumia mali ya umma kuwafidia wale waathiriwa, wanatumia mali ya umma kwenda Nakuru kujipongeza na kujigamba.
Pastor amesema na tukaomba pamoja kwamba tusamehe lakini tusisahau.
They came here to stand with the victims of the post-election violence of 2007-2008. It will be interesting to see whether the government will bow to pressure and form a judicial tribunal of the post-election violence that will facilitate opening of the Waki envelope. Patrick Amimo, KTN News, Kibra.